monorails here, standing in front of the building in the fairgrounds in Pensacola, ready to enjoy Pensacola Train Show.
They were just down at my railroad over in Florida.
That's funny. That's funny.
They had one in
They was love the story.
I don't know if it was open or not anyway. Don't get it. You're going to come in.
Who's Lionel?
Well, it was a wonderful train show. I really think it's worth going to. Perhaps some of you in the future can arrange a trip to Pensacola. It's a wonderful place to visit. They have that wonderful pier. I keep using the word wonderful, but what can I say? It was great. The pier is nice. We caught a bunch of fish there the other day and had a big fish fry Friday night. The historic village is worth seeing. That's where the lumber company train was, the locomotive and the L&N caboose. And then in another part of town, we found the Pride of Pensacola locomotive. And there were really some nice people at that train show. I spent a lot of time visiting and talking to the different vendors and the different people, and it was really nice. I picked up something I never thought I'd get. That's the fun of train shows. You get something you didn't even know you wanted it, which of course you didn't until you saw it. This little instruction manual goes with what I found. I found the Gilbert passenger set, Main Street of the Northwest, in the original boxes. The locomotive, and it's got the unusual drivetrain, which will be interesting to see how well it runs. It has the second A unit, which is a dummy, and 4 passenger cars, one of which is a dome car, and 2 boxes of track came with it, and a pile of road bed, Gilbert rubber road bed. So I'll have to try this out, put it together and see what happens. The other set I bought, well, it came with some track too, but the track that really went with it is this track, because it's a Marks mechanical set. Now this locomotive by Marks, the front's busted off. I have to fix that. It's held on by tabs that are damaged. And there's the remains of a mechanism here. See the smokestack slides that had to do with apparently a battery powered headlight. And looking in, I can see it has a little bell there. And here's the governor. This little round thing here is what's designed to control the speed on these things. And they're only driven by 2 wheels. I couldn't get the bell to ring when I wound it up. I'll show you. I'll have to figure out why it's not ringing. But it sure runs good. So it's a little bit of a project. But then that's what I do, is I do projects. Where this one heads, I'll find out. And then I picked up this. I like it because it's colorful. Radio flyer, the old wagons that many of us played with when we were children. Built by Lionel, it's dated 96. That puts it probably in the MPC era or thereabout. And here's one I hadn't seen before. The Piper Apache Geronimo 1957 airplane is depicted on it. This is designed by Michael Stannard. Built 1999 by Lionel. Never saw that before either. I thought it was interesting. And it's colorful. So it caught my eye. And it'll be nice to run in a train. And I always like these little fixed door boxcars. Now if you go to the Ed and Bettina Berg's channel, he's just runs a really long train showing so many different variations of this boxcar, different paint schemes and things. I don't know if he has them all. I've about concluded it's impossible to get them all. So if you like a collector challenge, go for these. This is the sliding coupler that you find on the mechanical sets. It gives the engine a chance to get started before it picks up the load. This is the tender that goes to the other end, of course. This is the type of tender that I painted in my previous video upload of my after Milwaukee Road Imaginary Hiawatha color scheme locomotive. This car here, I don't think I had one of these. I'm not even sure I knew about this color scheme, but this is the Baltimore and Ohio. I like it because it's yellow with a red interior. And then we have, which we often have in these mechanical sets apparently, is the Seaboard, which I love. I love the Seaboard airline. That's one of my favorite railroads. And in HO land, I decided to add some vehicles to my layout. I don't know which companies made them, but that's a nice little taxi cab. Could be a checker. And we don't usually have enough trucks on our layout, at least I don't, so I picked up some trucks. Here's a flatbed I can put something on if I want to. Another stake truck. I used to, when I worked for the Forest Service fighting fires, we rode in the back part of one of these trucks. We had toolboxes built in on either side where we put our lunches and our axes and our shovels and whatever, and away we went to fight the fires. Sitting out in the open, no seat belts. Of course, we didn't have seat belts in cars back in the day either, did we? And here's a little dump truck from my HO layout. And a pickup truck. And for the rich guy in the layout, here's his Rolls Royce or Bentley, I don't know which. I don't see the fairy hood ornament. Maybe it's a Bentley. And a Little Willys. You gotta like the Little Willys Jeeps. And then I picked up Muriel. The Muriel Cigar Lady. Now I have a brother, a half brother, and one of the original Muriel ladies was his ancestor, grandma or great grandma, I can't remember. So I'll give this to him when I get a chance, if I can. And here we have the Maine Central. I have a family connection with the state of Maine because my ancestor founded Paris, Maine. His name was Lemuel Jackson. So I pick up a lot of Maine cars from the different railroads that operated in Maine when I have a chance. Finally got a Seaboard diesel engine by Lionel. I'm still looking for the blue and gold one, or yellow, whatever the orange, whatever the color is, but I got this one. This is the later one. The earlier one had the cast base that I'm still looking for. It's in beautiful shape. You look for the emblems and things to make sure they're good. Make sure it's all there, which it is. For projects, which I don't need any more of, I picked up this blue gondola, these trucks, and I picked up this little HO Forward from the Sea Navy car. The decals on it are in really good shape. Department of the Navy, United States of America, 1996. Looking at the bottom, I can't, well, yeah, it's lifelike, it looks like. I think it's lifelike. That's fine. And then another project. It's in beautiful shape if you look at it. Look at that thing. What did I pay? 25 bucks or something for this with a tender? There's no pickup. I have to try to fix that, folks, or I'm not going to be operating this little guy. We'll see what we can do. We'll find out. But it's one I never had in my collection. If I decided to do another Hiawatha project, this would be ideal because of the way it's shaped and all that. This up here. But I don't think I will. The paint's too nice on this to mess with it. And here's the tender that goes with it. No whistle. It has the vents, but there's no whistle. I don't think it ever had a whistle. And then we got an electrical handbook for HO trains. You never know, these things could be useful. And then for free, if you've never had a chance to look at these, you really missed out. These old railroad magazines are so interesting to look at. From way back in the day. This one's got a loose cover, but it's cost 35 cents. I guess they must have had inflation back then because it probably started at 25 and went to 35. Who's to say? Really good articles in these things. They're not worth much, I don't think, but they're worth a lot in recreational and historical value. The train that makes 1,000 stops through the Southwest. Who knows what that train is? April, 35 cents. April when? What year? I don't know what year it was. Even the advertisements can be interesting in these old magazines. But you would think, oh yeah, 1954. Lady Switch Tender, Night Chief, the train that makes 1,000 stops, the Little Pike. It says build a cake rack gondola. Coke rack, I can hardly read. Coke rack gondola. Well, you can see the value of these in these things. The Northern Alberta Railway, who knows what that's all about? And this one here has got a really nice cover. Look at that, L&N with a horse. Are they dropping off horses at the racetrack? Are they about to do the Kentucky Derby? It says treat your horse to a train ride. You never know what you're going to find at a train show. The next big train show in my area, as far as I know, there may be others, but the one I'm looking forward to is the one in Tallahassee coming up in June. I think it's the 23rd, a 2-day show at the fairgrounds in Leon County. Both buildings will be full of trains and full of layouts. But I must say, the Pensacola train show really rivaled what we've done in Tallahassee in the past. They did a wonderful job with their train show, and if I had a hat on, I'd take it off to them. Last but not least, I picked up an Atlas turntable. With this track that came with the Gilbert set and this turntable, I may actually do something. We'll see.